think one of the most beneficial aspects of being in a state, even though it's not a state, it's who you are, of non-duality, or being in a place of absolute you, being you, is that there's this consistent amount of energy that you have access to. I found that when I was in a state, again, I'm not there in this moment, that there was no fluctuation in my energy. I'm not talking about physical energy, like endurance and stamina. I'm not even talking about mental focus, but this constant congruency of being with each and every instant of life as it is, again, total acceptance. And so thereby there was no fluctuation of how I felt. In other words, I could feel really sad, or I could feel really overwhelmed by circumstances, but it didn't change me. I didn't change. There was no fluctuation inside. And because of that, I could be with a lot of different situations, a lot of different people, a lot of different circumstances, a lot of huge challenges, and there was no change. So I felt this consistent focus that was like an energetic focus, again, a direct experience of everything as it is, without needing it to be better, or could wait for this to end because it was so hard, and then until the next moment when it would be better. There was no experience of future, which is everything that Eckhart Tolle is speaking to, and all of the liberated teachers. There is no potential in the mind to think ahead, because you're so completely in each instant as it is. This means that you have so much more energy at your disposal because you're constantly energized by life itself, rather than wanting life to be a certain way, which is usually how we live. We're pending life. We'll be happy when this occurs. But in this state, which is who you are, I have to call it a state, there is no shifts. There is a consistent presence. What is remarkable about that is that I find that if I get some really hard news, something very sad, a great loss, somebody's passed away, I actually feel more of the feeling of sadness, except it ends up being like a feeling of beauty, because sadness is actually a way that we connect to each other. It brings about our connection. Whenever there's a great loss, then people come together, as we know. And so even all of the emotional fluctuations become a contribution to you. So that sadness feels like a gift. Anger feels like a gift. When I feel angry, like true anger, where I just have to cut through what's happening, and I have to stop it and take care of it and handle it, there's this clarity that directs. It's impossible to feel confused. The anger acts like a Buddha sword and cuts right through and creates direct action. Whereas if I was not in the state, so-called, if I was not who I was completely, then the anger might create frustration, or I might feel confused or muddled and not sure what to do. I wonder if it's okay to say this, or will I sound like I'm so there's this consistent presence with life as it is, and even anger becomes useful. So the state of presence, of being who you are, allows for a consistency to be with life as it is, where emotions actually become useful, because they're informing you rather than taking you over. They're guiding you into true action instead of some kind of emotional upheaval. It's a direction. So emotions become an informing tool rather than a fluctuation of your energy.